Good morning students. Next headings, already I told sexual reproduction in plants. Okay, that is petals, sepal and stamen and reproduction of pollinations of pistils, and then only fertilization, fruits, seeds and new plants. Okay, then only petals are the largest parts of flowers. Okay, petals are largest of the flowers. They are often attractive, brightly colored, sometimes sweet, scanted and attracted the insects. These rings of petals together is called the corolla. Okay, sometimes வந்து பெட்டல்ஸ்னால் அந்த பூவின் எதிரில் போய் இன்செக்ட்ஸ்னால் பூச்சிகள், அதாவது பட்டர்ஃப்ளை, ஸோ அந்த பூச்சிகள் போய் உட்காருது அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், ஸோ அட்ராக்ஷன் ஆஃப் த ஃப்ளவர்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ ஃப்ளவர்ஸ் வந்து அந்த இன்செக்ட், அந்த பூச்சிகள் எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன செய்யுது, கவருது. ஸோ இன்செக்ட் ஃப்ளவர் அட்ராக்ஷன். ஓகே, இன்னர் டு திஸ் corolla, in hibiscus we can observe long tube on which many stamens are arranged, but in Tetura we can see only 5 stalked structured stamens. These rings or whole of your flowers is called the androeciums. Each stamen consists of 2 pods, stalk called filaments and lobe called another. If you touch these lobes in a mature flower, we can get powdery substance called pollen grains and male reproductive pods. Okay, then only reproductive of male pods of the flowers. So in this androecium whorls we can find the female reproductive parts of flowers. So it is called gymnosiums. Okay, then only you find this part of swollen bottom pods. This is the ovary seeds produced in this pot. So ovary, there are slant tube like structures called style. Most sticky tips of the style stigma. Pollen grain are received by the stigmas. This is called the fourth whorl of the flowers. So stigma, style and ovary and oval. So okay, from flower to types of flowers. Okay, types of flowers. If 4 whorls haliax, corolla, stamens and pistils are present, then it is called as complete flowers. Complete flowers are bisexual flowers. So from flowers to fruits. Okay, if any these 4 whorls is missing, then called incomplete flowers. Incomplete flowers and unisexual flowers. There are 2 types of unisexual flowers. Male flowers are female flowers. The one which androeciums and without gymnosiums is called as male flowers. One with gymnosium and without androecium is known as female flowers. These are called unisexual flowers. Can you understand, students? Next one, that is pictures of observes of flowers. Sepals and anthers, so petals, stigma, styles, ovaries. Okay, flower to fruits. Flower to fruits. What is flower to fruits? Understand, flower develops into fruits. Let performs experiment on pumpkin plant. We know earlier explorations that flowers of pumpkin are unisexual. That is, some of them flowers are male, while many are female flowers. We can easily identify of male and female flowers, buds of pumpkin. Even before they bloom, once flower buds appears, immediately identify 10 female flower buds. These plastic bags around each bud, so that no outside materials can ensure to make small holes with a pin to allow airflow. Wait for 2-3 days to flum, females or male flowers. Okay, then only pollinations of female pods and male pods. Pistils, it is a female pods, and stamen, it is a male pods. So ovary, stigma, filament, anther, style. Okay, that is pollinations of females and male pods. Okay, pollinations of females and male pods. Then only pollen grains more male flowers to the female flowers. This is called as artificial pollination. So however nature there are many ways in which pollen grains reach stigma of the flowers, and this is called as natural pollinations. That is natural pollinations. Then only pollinations. So in some plants like grasses, pollen grains or light stamens shed pollen grains and carried by wind to other flower. Insects, birds are also other agent of pollinations. So bees, butterflies and varieties of birds however around flowers. They help carry pollen from one flower to another. Can you understand, students? Pollen grain sticks to their legs, wings and abdomens when they move from one flower to another. This is called as cross pollination. Okay, then only self pollination and cross pollinations. Self pollinations and cross pollinations. Then only first wait. Pollen grains inside of parts of pollen grains, and pollen comes loose from stamens. Okay, so pistils of the same flower collect pollen. Then only self pollination and cross pollination. Pollen grains transfer from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or to another flower of the same plant. So self pollinations, it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or anther flower of the same plant. This is called as self pollinations. Okay, then only ஸோ ஒன் ஃப்ளவருக்குள்ளேயே நடக்கிறது தான் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் செல்ஃப் பாலினேஷன்ஸ். தென் ஒன்லி கிராஸ் பாலினேஷன்ஸ். கிராஸ் பாலினேஷன் இஸ் த transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the one flower to the stigma of the genetically different flower. Cross pollination is performed with the help of the external agency. Okay, then only fertilizations. What is fertilizations? Fertilizations, that is reproduction of fertilizations. Through the pollination, pollen grains reach stigma, which happens after this stigma. First one of anther, first one of pollen grain develops of pollen grains germinate. During the generations, tube develops from the pollen grains, carry male gametes, that is unlimitedly ultimately reaches the female gametes inside the ovary through style. Male gametes, female gametes from zygote. Okay, this process is known as fertilizations. First one of all, anther pollinations of pollen stigma. So inside of ovary insides of egg. So pollen tubes, that is first step. So then only flowers. Okay, so fertilized egg becomes the embryo of seeds germinates to produce of plant. Mature plant produce flower. So flower, it is a stamen. Okay, so life cycle of a plant. Then only he can observe of the egg cells with pollen nucleus. It is a oval, inside of oval, and outer layer of inner outer layer of ovary, and outer layer of pollen tubes, and insides of style. Pollen grains of up endpoints and stigma. Okay, then only asexual reproduction in plants. Asexual reproduction of plants, so vegetative propagations and buddings and spore formations, fragmentations. Okay, what is no seeds? Plants can produce root from cutting that or placed in water. New potato plants grow from the stem. Plants can send out runners that grows into new plants. Bubbles split asexuality. Okay, asexual. Then only vegetative propagations. Vegetative propagation is an asexual method of plant reproduction that comes its leaves, root and stems. This can occur through the fragmentations and regeneration of specific vegetative parts of plants. ஸோ அதாவது என்ன அப்படின்னா வெஜிடேட்டிவ் ப்ராபகேஷன்ஸ் அப்படின்னா நம்ம ஒரு பொட்டேட்டோவோ ஒரு ஆனியனோ நம்ம சாயிலில் வைக்கும்போது ஸோ பொட்டேட்டோ ஆனியன் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன ஆகுது, பிளான்ட் கிடைக்குது. ஸோ பொட்டேட்டோவும் ஆனியனும் நம்மளுக்கு வந்து மோர் இன்க்ரீஸஸாக நம்மளுக்கு என்ன செய்யுது, கிடைக்குது. ஸோ இதுதான் என்ன அப்படின்னா வெஜிடேட்டிவ் ப்ராபகேஷன்ஸ். தென் ஒன்லி பட்டிங். வாட் இஸ் பட்டிங்? It is produce the small protuberance which gradually grows and detach from the parent cell. This process is called as budding. Okay, then only fragmentations. What is fragmentations? Fragmentations in the bond we see so many algae. Spirogyra is a filamentous alga. When it is matures, the filament divides into pieces. Each fragment of pieces of the filament will grow into the new filament of the individual. Likewise, Spirogyra produce so many young ones, and this process is known as fragmentations. Then only spore formation. What is spore formations? It is during these conditions non-flowering plants like algae, fungi, moss and ferns produce spores. They germinate into the new plants when favorable conditions of returns. Okay, so methods of asexual means single called thin thick walled structures called as spores are obtained under suitable conditions. They develop into the new planet. Okay, okay students, reproductions headings finished. I finished the lessons. Okay, then only modification of plants. Next PPT I will send to the video. Okay, you have to refer the book, students. Okay, thank you to all.